Hello guys, it is Brittany here. Welcome back to my color guard YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you want to learn more about this lovely piece of equipment right here. If that is the case, please keep watching. I will give a little warning beforehand, just like any of my other videos. If you have not already spun rifle before or any kind of weapon before, I highly recommend you know how to do that first before you spin saber, because saber is kind of like the harder version of rifle. Also, if you don't really know the basics of drop spins or tracks on either piece of equipment, please do that first, because this is gonna kind of add on to the stress of that if you don't know how to do those already. But if you've already done that, that's awesome, and we're gonna learn how to do singles on saber. So let's go. Alright, so first things first, when we're talking about saber singles, it's very important that you guys know that there are two very different ways to toss a saber, and that's why it's important to know the basics of rifle, to know kind of the fundamentals of how to toss in general, because saber is very unique in that you're not going to toss one side of the saber the same as the other, because the weighting is very different. So we have tosses on our hilt side and tosses on our blade side, and there are two completely different techniques. And it's important that you just know how to toss in general, because this will make your life so much easier in the saber world. So now that I've said all that, let's start with how to toss a hilt toss. So for a hilt toss, we're going to start at kind of a right flat technically, because the blade is on my right side of my body. My right hand is going to be palmed down to the ground on the catch tape of my saber. You can't really see it, but it's about a third in from the tip. My left hand is going to be palmed up to the sky on my hilt, the portion of my basket down here. My thumb is going to be pressed along the back. Remember, we never want to wrap on any of our pieces of equipment, because that can cause huge injuries like broken thumbs. Don't want that. So here, remember, we want to box out our arms, be over our equipment. You never want to kind of shrivel up behind your weapons, because you're not going to get a good release or catch out of that. So now that we're here, I'm going to teach, just like I taught on rifle, there are singles with a dip and without a dip. I'm going to start without a dip first. This does not apply to blades, so kind of just keep that in your brain for the future of this video. So for here, I'm going to do the same thing like I taught you guys on rifle. I have my gas pedal, which in this case is my right hand pushing down to my right thigh, and it's going to stay there. Remember, super glue that thing to your right thigh until I need to catch. Then my left hand is going to come to my release point. This, very important, this is different than all other pieces of equipment. You do not release hilt at this angle. I know, it's scandalous, it's crazy. No one told me this for a while when I was spinning saber, so one of the reasons I was very bad at it when I first started, so please take my warning. When you release a saber on your left side, you're going to release it at a flat, okay? Not an upper 45-degree angle, not vertical, not this way, whatever. You're going to release flat, okay? Because the saber has so much extra weight thanks to this lovely thing we call the hilt, that it has enough momentum to carry around without hitting this angle. If you do end up releasing from this angle, your saber is either going to spin very, very fast, or you'll just spin you know, too many rotations. And we don't want either of those. We want it to be an exact science. So make sure we focus on gas pedal brings us to a flat, not to an upper 45. So when we're doing this without a dip, we just push straight down. We don't pull up at all with my right hand. Go straight down to my thigh and I release flat. When it comes around, it's going to rotate once, and it's going to land with my right hand palm up to the sky on the bottom of my catch tape, my left hand grabbing just the handle portion of my basket, and we're going to catch it a nice flat across my body. You want to make sure we do catch a catch tape, because if you end up catching like this, your instructors are going to be very mad at you. And your toss is also going to be like this when you catch. We don't want that, because you're not going to feel confident, and neither will your instructors, that you can even catch it. So we want to make sure we always catch at our catch tape down here, because that will always set us up for a recipe success for a nice strong catch, even if it's just a single. It's important to start with our fundamentals. So I'll give you an example right now. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 catch 2. Notice we want to make sure we're super far out. We're at this catch tape and my left hand is on top of my saber, and when I catch, my arms are nice and boxed out so I'm over my equipment. We don't want to shrivel up on the catch because that will also result in some wobbles and stuff that we don't need. Okay, saber's hard enough, we don't need hard catches. So that was without a dip. Now it's very simple just to add in the dip. So for adding in the dip, all we're going to do is bring my right hand up, quite nice little quick snappy motion where we don't want to take our time with it, just in one count, snap it up like this. You should be able to kind of see your palm with your saber. If you have a nice little dip position, your thumb should always be pressed. Remember, we don't wrap, that causes injuries. Press, and my thumb's pressed down here. This is inside my shoulder, not outside. This is what I call a lazy dip. We don't want a lazy dip, we want nice and tight, performer, professional style dip. Okay? This one will be right in front of my hip. So this will give us a little extra momentum, so you barely need any push at all or any kind of extra energy to get it to flat. If you're using a dip to get into it, it's pretty much all the work is done for you. So don't give it any extra craziness on the push, because then you'll probably over rotate it, or even worse, you'll drop. So now I'll show you how to do it with the dip right now. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7 dip, 8, 1 catch 2. Notice catching at catch tape, catching left hand, boxed out arms, I catch flat at my waist, my saber is flat, all those key important things that we want for a single. So like I said before, you want to make sure you release at flat. One of the things that I've also been told before is to try to release on the left side of your body and not so center, because then your saber will naturally rotate right here, and when you come to catch, you'll have just enough space so you can catch on the catch tape and you won't end up catching here. Because if you try to toss it like a rifle, you'll probably catch like this. So try to spin it more on the left side of your body and it'll probably result in a nice solid catch at your catch tape. So now that we've talked about hilt, we gotta learn about the fun world of blades. So let's go there. So now we're gonna go into the world of blades, which is literally nothing like you've done before in the color guard world. So let's make sure we're paying extra special attention to all the different kind of techniques we need just for blades. So for blades, we are not going to hold it horizontally. I know, a little bit scandalous. I told you saber's very unique. We're going to hold it left hand, palm up to the sky, thumb pressed on the hilt. Right hand is going to pinch. Remember, our taco grip from our drop spins is going to be on, sometimes on or just a little bit above your catch tape, depending on where your catch tape is. Now, this is still your gas pedal, and this is still your steering wheel, okay? Your gas pedal now, instead of pushing, is going to pull. So yes, on hilt, you still have a gas pedal. One of the most common misconceptions from students I'm teaching is they just think that this does nothing, and this thing just does all the work. No, 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 no. This hand pulls straight down to my thigh, and my right hand goes at this 45-degree angle that we release all our tosses at, just like before. So that's what makes hilts just a little bit more familiar to us than hilts might be, because we release it at our trusty dusty upper right 45 angle. Okay, so we talked about our gas pedal and our steering wheel. For a single, like I said before, you just need to rotate about this area of your body, not any higher than your shoulder, because it's going to be super lofty or you're going to over rotate. Same thing with your hilt side. Try to stay below your shoulder. That's the goal. And then we have this. It'll rotate, imaginary rotation, da-da-da. We'll catch it vertically with one hand. I know, more surprises. So my left hand will not be involved at all after it pulls. It'll stay down at my thigh and will not be involved in the catch whatsoever. My right hand will catch just about around our spotter tape, which we should have. It's a third away from the hilt roughly. So that's where we'll catch. We'll catch vertically, not on any angle, just normal, straight up and down, right hand towards my blade, thumb up. Okay, so now that we've gone over all those little details, let me show you how to do a single blade. And 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2. Alright, Sometimes blades are a little bit easier for some people. Sometimes it's the hilts. You might figure out what you like and don't like on Sabre, but at least now you know the basics of how to do both. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you didn't learn as much, or you have a couple more questions that I didn't go over in this video, those questions, comments, or concerns can go in the comment section down below. I always read them just so I can give you guys just a little bit more help on whatever piece of equipment you want to learn on. We have, remember on our hilt side, we have with or without a dip, which I will be uploading a video soon to show you an entire exercise on how to do singles from flat on Sabre as an exercise, and also how to do singles with a dip as an exercise with body and different catch positions on Sabre. And I'll also be posting a separate video on different catch positions on Sabre, which hopefully by the time you watch this, they'll already be there. Okay? On my channel, I have an entire weapon playlist, so if you want to learn anything weapon related, you don't see something that you need to know or something you want to learn, just let me know in the comment section down below again, and I will try to upload a video as soon as possible teaching you that particular skill. But that's all I have for you guys today. Goodbye.